Hey everybody, my name is Andres and welcome to the Baking Steel Studio. Today we are making Cacio E Pepe, and it's not your classic pasta dish. Well, it is, but we're making it, re-engineering it onto a pizza. And this is really fun to make. Super cool because we're going to be using ice cubes as one of the ingredients on our pizza. So I'm going to make this. Got my oven preheating at 450 degrees Fahrenheit using convection. I've got two baking steels inside, one on the top and one on the bottom rack. And the reason is I like to use that broiler, and we'll get to that part in a moment. The ingredients today are a dough. I have a 250 gram dough ball, 2-day dough. It's been fermenting for 2 days. I'm using a little Parmesan, and I'm using some cracked black peppercorns and our favorite oil, some Graza. And this is the drizzle. This goes on after the bake. It's outstanding. Squeezable bottles, anybody? Our friends over at Graza sent us some. It's outstanding. Okay? So let's get right to this. This is my dough. I go right here. I'm going to put some flour down. My flour. I almost put cheese instead of my flour. Flour it, right? This dough has been proofing out at room temperature for like 3 or 4 hours. You can see it's really supple. And I'm going to lightly just kind of press this out. And I'm going to make a big puffy pizza. And the way we do that is just by not stretching it so far. I'm kind of just lightly pressing it out. You can see, feels like a cloud. You ever touched a cloud before? I think if you did, this would be it. Okay, and this is the show side, this is the side I started with. Because I want it puffy, I'm not going to stretch it too much. So you can see it's probably about 6 or 7 inches now. I'm going to put it in the back of my knuckles. And the way I do that is kind of by pressing and turning a little bit. I'm going to try to keep it in the frame here. And I'm going to stretch this to about 9 or 10 inches. I don't want it to be very big. And if you guys have questions, just throw them in the chat and we'll get to them after the look how beautiful that is. Isn't that amazing? Even the shadows are nice. I'm going to put this aside for a second because the really important piece of equipment that we need is a pizza peel for this, okay? You can see mine. I'm just going to lightly dust it with flour. Right? In fact, I got a little water on it. Get that water off of there. And you can use water, you can use flour, you can use semolina flour. The idea is to go light, okay? And I'm gonna put that aside and finish stretching my dough, which is almost done. I'm gonna go really big, like I told you. This is probably 6 inches, maybe 7 inches right now. So I just kind of work around the perimeter, give it a little tug, and then gravity's really doing all the work. Just like this. See how nice that looks, right? You can see I'm just kind of working around the perimeter like that. I'll place it back down so you guys can see what I'm doing. So there it is, right? Now I'm going to take my peel, and this pizza is baked naked, which means this is all I'm going to use to bake it. It's going on just like this, right? And before I do anything else, you can see how nice that is. Beautiful. I kind of like to pinch the sides a little bit. It just gives the pizza a little bit more uniqueness on those edges. So I kind of pinch them. It adds a little bit of depth. Makes it cool. Now I'm gonna go over to my oven and switch my oven to broil. I have 2 options on my oven. I'm broil and broil high. And now for the ingredients. I'm going to add my ice cubes onto my dough. And what the ice cubes are going to do, right? I'm going to probably do 3. Maybe I'll do 4. I don't want to go too heavy because it'll add a lot of water to it. What the ice cubes are going to do is give this dough, maybe I'll do 5. No, it's too much. Let's try it. They're going to help keep this center of the pizza creamy, and it won't rise too much. It's adding a little bit of weight, okay? And it's going to melt And when I go to pour my olive oil on afterwards, we're gonna have a nice creamy center of pizza, right? So now I'm gonna take this, before I do anything else, I'm gonna give it a little jiggle, make sure it's loose like a puck, and it is. So this should have no problem going right into my oven. Top of the back of the peel to the back of my steel, and just kind of slide it off. Like 2 minutes, maybe like 90 seconds. And the reason is I want to time this thing so those ice cubes will melt, but my pizza doesn't like get too burned on top or charred on top. So I've got the broiler going right now, which is awesome. Let me show you what I've got so far. So this is like about 90 seconds into it. So I've got some nice color. You can see I've taken the creaminess in the center. The bottom's getting there. I'm gonna give it another, 2 minutes on the bottom steel. And now let's go like this. You can see how nice this is, right? I've got some color on top. My center is creamy. That's where the ice cubes were. And my bottom is now cooked really well. So it's still crispy, right? I didn't stretch it out big. This is probably a 9 or 10 inch pie, which is beautiful, right? And now what I'll do is I'll take, what should I do first here? I'm gonna do the olive oil first. I'm gonna take some Graza and just sprinkle it or drizzle it all over the center. I let it pool really nice. And see how it's pooled in there. That awesome. Now we'll take some, I'll take some cheese first. Cheese. You hear that? Amazing. And now we'll take some cracked pepper. Right? And it's kind of oh, the smell, the aroma, outstanding. Can you guys see? Get a good visual of this, right? It's incredible. It's beautiful. And we're ready to devour this. Now I could rip this by hand. I could slice it by knife, really it's dealer's choice.